So today I wanted to come on camera and do this microneedling for you guys. Hey queens and kings, welcome back to my channel. You are looking cute today with your blue shirt, with your red shirt, with your white shirt. I see you. Welcome you guys. I wanted to show you guys what I do with my derma rolling. I actually use a device. I don't use the derma rollers anymore. I use the Derminator by OwnDoc. This thing is amazing. And I figured since I was already going to be doing it anyway, that I might as well just do it on camera. Show you guys my process, show you guys my technique, show you guys the machine itself. Because when I tell you, honey, it's amazing. It'll change your life. It'll change your skin. It'll bump up your bank account balance. It'll give you a new credit score. So stay tuned to the video and we'll get into it. So the first thing I like to do, obviously, get my hair out of my face, get all that good stuff, but then I like to prep the skin for the procedure. So normally what I'll do is, I did it off camera today, but normally what I do is I wash my face with the Olay Gentle Foaming Cleanser, and then I take a rag or whatever, and I take some isopropyl alcohol. I just take the alcohol and I just like rub it on my skin, kind of hold my breath so I don't inhale the fumes because they're very, very strong. It's important to cleanse the skin very well at this step so you don't introduce any surface pathogens underneath the skin. I then take a numbing cream. Today I'm using the lidocaine ointment 5%. And I just take this and I just rub it all over my face. And you just want to make sure that this is all over your face. Everywhere that you're going to hit with the needles, get it as saturated as possible. After the lidocaine is applied, I take some simple like clean wrap. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and I just take like a sheet of it. Some people find that it's easier to just do like sheets of plastic. I don't know, I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing all that. I kind of want to be done with this as quickly as possible. So I just kind of do this. And I basically sit like this for like 5-10 minutes. So I can like do stuff, edit some videos, read a book, go scare children, stuff like that. I'm gonna come back in about 15 minutes and then we'll continue on with the video. It's been about 15 minutes since I put the lidocaine on my face and put this on my face. I usually know like the lidocaine is set like once my face starts like tingling, and it feels really tingly right now. I'm just gonna assemble the Derminator. A magnet discharges the needles from the cartridge. So you put the magnet in this little machine here, as part of the machine here, and it just kind of like hovers inside because I think this is also a magnet. And then you put one of the needle cartridges. Each cartridge is pill packed in a sterile packaging. It even says sterile, and it says to dispose of after every use. And then you just load this into that little head as well. Each of these little cartridges has 9 needles that does all the work. The company did put out a newer model. I believe the newer model has about 12 needles in it, which, I mean, the more needles the better in my personal opinion. This is the actual device. It's plugged in right now, so and the cord is kind of like short, so I can't like bring it any closer. It has a speed button and it has a depth button. The speed button is going to be how fast the needles move out of this thing, and then the depth is how deep the needles penetrate the skin. So when you first turn it on, it gives you this little menu here that says needles mounted, and you'll have an option for 1 and an option for 9. I have the 9 cartridge put in there, so I'm gonna push this button for 9. It's gonna ask you if you wanna do it on a timer or if you just want to do it all willy-nilly. I usually just do it all willy-nilly. Like, I don't believe in timers. Like, I want it to be done how I want it to be done. So that'll bring you to this little menu right here. So I always choose the fast setting, and then once you start hitting the depth, it actually starts going. So, and I put the magnet in backwards. So 1 second. And what's neat, if you put the magnet in backwards, it stops the magnet, it stops the machine altogether, because it doesn't want to damage itself. So it'll give you this cute little message here that you did it wrong. And then you basically have to start over. So you turn the machine off and you turn it back on. And then that'll clear that up, and then you can go back to doing what you were trying to do. Okay, so now that we're back where we were, once you start adjusting the depth is when you'll start to see it going in action. It goes in millimeter, it goes in 20.25 increments. So I typically like to do 75 to 1 millimeter all over my face. And then for my acne scars, which are nicely located on my cheeks and my forehead and my temples, I like to go just a little deeper, like 1.25 or 1.5. Before, you would just have to buy a bunch of different derma rollers of different sizes. This allows you to have one device and just like multiple cartridges. I bought a couple of cartridges actually, just so I have some on reserve. And you literally can do anything that you want to do because it goes up to 2.25 millimeters. Now, personally, I would never do 2.25 millimeters on my face. I believe that that's for like other parts of the body. I don't really know about that. I've only ever done it on my face. I typically go lighter on the face because the skin on the face is more, you know, sensitive. It's more thin. But let's get into the procedure. So I then take one part of the plastic off, like so. And I want to just keep this covered just because I want the product to continue to soak into my skin. And then I just kind of wipe off the lidocaine. All right. Then I take some hyaluronic acid and I just kind of use it as lube. Just kind of lube up my face and to kind of lube up the tool so it's easy to glide on my face. So what makes the Derminator different from the other Dermaneedling machines on the market is that it uses magnets to drive the needles versus a motor. So it allows for more, you know, direct and precise needling versus the motor-driven ones, which can kind of tear into the skin. It allows the needles to move faster, so you're not getting a tearing motion or like the tracking motion. And obviously, it's better than using your hand because it's your hand, so you're not going to be as precise as a machine. I haven't used any of the other ones on the market. I've only used this one so far, and I love it. I don't feel like I ever need to go and use any of the other ones because this one's pretty amazing so far. So with that said, I have put my hyaluronic acid on my skin. My skin feels very glidey. It feels very lubricated. I feel like it's not gonna catch anything. So now I'm gonna turn on the machine. And so right now I'm at 1 millimeter. And you just wanna go in circular motion. So what's cool about this machine is as you are working, it'll literally have a balance on the screen, on the little screen, showing you if you're off center or not. And also makes it pretty cool because you know that your head is the head of the needle is directly onto your skin and you have good contact. So to show you what I'm talking about, you see the little blinking triangles? Now when the head is not fully on my skin, it deviates. And you don't want it to do that. You want it to stay on center. I'm not numb enough. And before I hit my forehead, I want to be more numb because that's literally the most painful part. So I'm going to just go and add a little bit more numbing cream to my forehead. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit, and I'm going to come back in a little bit, and hopefully I will be more numb on my forehead. So when it got to my temples, I was like, oh, not numb enough. The temples and the forehead, because the skin is so thin, it hurts probably the most. This part I was able to do just fine. It was like, whatever. Because it's more meaty, it's more fleshy, so I was able to tolerate a little bit more. But right here, nah, can't do it. Not gonna do it, not even gonna try. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes and we'll finish up. All right, so I'm gonna just let this do its thing. I'm gonna finish up on this side. Maybe start this side too, because I feel like this side is ready as well. What I'm gonna do, since I feel like the hyaluronic acid on this side is drying out, I'm gonna just take my spray bottle, give it a cute little mist, and re-wet the hyaluronic acid. Because it's water loving, it's just gonna moisten right back up. You want to be really careful also what you're using as a lubricant. I'm using hyaluronic acid. I'm using this because it's 3 different sizes of hyaluronic acid. So it's gonna do really well underneath the skin. Maybe add a little like a temporary like plumping effect, but it's going to bring moisture underneath the skin, and it's just gonna look really, really good once everything is said and done. Typically, hyaluronic acid on top of the skin, it just acts as a humectant, meaning drawing moisture to itself. When you use it in conjunction with microneedling, you're actually pushing the product into your skin. And so it does amazing things underneath the skin, like all that skin plumping and all the skin firming things that you hear hyaluronic acid is supposed to do. It does that underneath the skin, and using this as the vehicle to push it underneath the skin, you're gonna get all those benefits. I love using hyaluronic acid for microneedling. It's amazing, but make sure it's safe, like there's nothing like crazy in it, things that are gonna damage your skin or damage your health, really. So my skin's not as numb as I would like it to be. Like normally my skin's like numb, like dead. I don't feel anything, but I'm feeling it a lot today. But I'm like, ugh, but that's fine. We just power through it. I love using the 1mm all over my face, just for like general all over like skincare, health. It's really going to help with that collagen production, causing, you know, the micro injury to really cause the skin to go into overdrive and kind of, you know, repair itself and be beautiful and radiant and whatever. A lot of the times as you're healing, sometimes you'll find, if you did it right anyway, you'll find that your skin will like kind of shed, like you kind of got a sunburn. And so that's kind of what you're looking for when you do this. A lot of people like also say, oh, you're supposed to have the pinpoint bleeding and you're supposed to like bleed to death. Not bleed to death, I'm just being dramatic. Like you're supposed to like have a lot of bleeding when you do this, and actually not really. Like if you bleed, like fine, whatever, but it's not what you use to gauge for a good micro needling treatment or session. I find that if you're in a place that hurts, going to a place that doesn't hurt and then working your way back up to the place that hurts kind of makes it feel not as painful. Definitely don't stay in one place for too long. Keep your circles going. And as you can see, my face is getting red. That's what we want to see. We want to see redness. And I'll bring you into a closer shot. 1 second. I brought you in a little closer so you can see what my face is doing, how it's reacting to the treatment. And as you can see, it's a little red. So that's what we want to see actually. So we're doing good. I do see a couple spots that I kind of missed over, so I'm gonna just hit those spots right now. Moving on to the forehead. Hopefully we're numb because I don't want to feel the pain of a forehead microneedling. So let's switch over to the 1 milliliter. It still hurts. But you know what? I'm just gonna power through it and call it a day. I'm switching my needles down to 75 millimeters. So now I'm gonna switch over to my acne scars because I think my forehead's pretty done. It's pretty red. I can go a little bit harder, but it kind of hurts, so I don't really want to go that far for the forehead. So now I'm going to move to my acne scars on my cheeks, and for that I'm just going to hit it with a 1.5 millimeter. So for my forehead acne scars, I push it down to a 1 because the skin is thinner on my forehead. And for the acne scars on my temple, I push it up to a 1.25. And that's it, you guys. I have Dermaneedles my whole face. After that, I then just take what's left of the serum and either wipe it off or just move it into my skin. But first, I always like to sanitize my hand first. And I just take, you know, your average run-of-the-mill hand sanitizer and just sanitize my hands. So from there, I then take my clean blue towel and just kind of get what's left. And I prefer to do this versus just rubbing it in just because I'm going to use a different serum. So for my finishing serum, I like to use the Ordinary Buffet Copper Peptide 1%. And it's this beautiful blue serum. And I just take it and put a generous amount into my hand and just pat that on my face. Don't rub. Your skin has been through so much, sis. So you just kind of want to pat it onto your skin. And this also has hyaluronic acid as well as many, many, many other wonderful ingredients for the skin and for a pretty good price. I think for the bottle it's like $20. So for the next week or so, I'm just going to be really gentle with my skin. Light cleansing, sunscreen when I go outside, some moisturizer, definitely not in that order, and the serum, the Ordinary Buffet with the copper peptide. After I use the Ordinary's Buffet with the copper peptide 1%, I like to use the CeraVe healing ointment. This stuff is so amazing. It's really thick. It's really luscious. I love it. No, I'm kidding. It's a really nice moisturizer after a treatment like this. Like, you want to keep as much moisture in your skin as possible. And this has like the ceramides and all that really good stuff. And plus it's petroleum based. So definitely is good for keeping moisture into the skin. I do that for about a week until my skin feels back to normal. And then I just go back to my regular skin routine. And that's it, you guys. So all in all, I love this machine. The Derminator by OwnDoc. I love it. I highly recommend it. I know there's others out there, there's other competitors out there, but I believe this is one of the originals. And I love the fact that it's just like this two-step design with the brain over here and then this over here. And you can just kind of get into like the smaller places of your face and you can just change this out and you can change the depth, and it's so easy. The user experience is amazing. It's $175, I believe. Highly recommend this product. Highly recommend their services, their website, because they have other things like different serums and different powders that you can purchase as well. So definitely check them out. I'll put the link to the website in the description below. But without further ado, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe if you like content like this and you want to continue seeing more from me. Also, make sure you hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever I post a video. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for letting me entertain you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.